My name's Fluff Mud Princess, and welcome to my new series called If Your Punk's Boyfriend Won't Teach You How to Fish, I Will. Today we're talking about fishing rods. Everything in fishing starts with a fishing rod. And though there are many types of fishing rods, there are a few common types that you will see while you're out on the water. Our first fishing rod is one a lot of people typically start out on. A lot of times they are cartoon themed, either Bluey, Spider-Man, or otherwise. But this right here is called a push button. Guys, this is what a lot of our anglers start out on. It is called a push button because, as you can see, there is a button that you push. Not too much we want to focus on here, other than that when we are holding this rod, our reel and our guides, or our little eyes on our rod here, are facing up. This is the correct way I would use and hold this rod. When it comes to the next fishing rod that you will see when you're out on the water, this is called a bait caster. Keep in mind there are a lot of different names for these rods and reels, but this is the name you should be familiar with. When I'm holding this bait casting rod, I want to keep in mind that I am also going to hold this like that push button. My reel here is facing up and my guides here are facing up, okay? This is the correct way in which I would reel and cast this bait caster. Keep in mind, guys, these bait casters are used a lot of times in freshwater for bass fishing, but that does not mean that this is only meant to be used for freshwater. Bait casters can be used in saltwater as well. Just make sure that it is an actual saltwater bait caster. Saltwater can actually cause a lot of corrosion to these bait casters that are meant for freshwater. And then this one right here, guys, this is called the ex-boyfriend rod. Pretty self-explanatory there. He may be shorter than the rest, but he still gets the job done, but may not be your first choice. These are often called little dock demons. Ice fishing rods a lot of times look like these ones here, but for the most part down here in the saltwater, these are just used for fun. So just kind of a little mini rod. Ex-boyfriend rod. And then last but not least is our spinning rod. Guys, this is the one that I am typically going to use if you are coming into saltwater fishing. This is the one that you're typically going to use for your first trip, or the one that you might need to purchase and get into. Guys, spinning rods are not only super user friendly, but it's one of those things that you can be very versatile with. I can use this in saltwater, I can use this in freshwater. Heck, I could put a fly on this and go fly fishing in a stream if I wanted to. I've done that. But when we pick up our spinning rod, what I want you to pay attention to is the way in which we hold the spinning rod. If I am right-handed, I'm holding the rod with my right hand. If I'm left-handed, I'm holding the rod with my left hand. But when I'm holding the spinning rod and using the spinning rod, I want you to pay attention to the way in which I'm holding it, right? My reel is facing down and my guides are my eyes, which we talked about earlier. And all they do is just let your line run through the rod. Those are facing down as well. The reason we want to hold this rod like this is not only is it correct, but all of these rods, guys, have a natural brain or backbone to them, meaning when we are out there fighting a fish, and if we were holding this rod incorrectly, meaning our reel is facing up and our guides are facing up on our spinning rod, and we were out there fighting a fish and we are fighting that fish holding that rod incorrectly, oh, that crack I heard right there. What do you think is going to happen to that rod if we were holding this rod incorrectly and fighting a fish? Did you say it was going to snap? You're right. So we always want to make sure that we're holding this rod correctly. And if we are and we hook into that big fish, these rods are able to double over and withstand that tension and pressure from fighting that fish because it is being held correctly. I hope you learned something today when we talked about these fishing rods. And let me know in the comments what topics you want to talk about next. Remember, if your punk boyfriend won't teach you to fish, I will. Fluff Mud Princess here, guys. See you in the water.